I'm Amanda Saha. I'm from the University of Kentucky in the College of Agriculture, Food and Environment. I am with a group of 11 students in Merida, Mexico. The projects are focusing on youth in an orphanage and disabled as well, and an environmental project and reforestation efforts in the area. Initially, we chose UBELONG to be our partner because number one, it's an affordable option for our students, and for this Education Abroad program, the students are just traveling for a week, and we wanted it to be maybe a good first step for international travel. So for us, it was important for them to be able to travel affordably, and UBELONG allowed us to do that. It just made sense that we come back to a place where we traveled last year. We know more, we have more knowledge about what the community needs, and we're better able to prepare students for the service opportunity. And also Merida is very safe, and so we liked the idea of our students being able to kind of really travel and explore the city without us having to handhold so much. And the projects have allowed them to work on their Spanish, even if they weren't fluent or advanced Spanish speakers. They can come here and feel like they've made a difference and made friends in the country without being fluent in Spanish. So there is a little bit of shock, and it could be it's their first time in a hostel. It's been a long time maybe since they've shared a common space with 6 other students. So the first day, I think there's a little bit of an adjustment to the accommodations, to the heat, sometimes very hot when you arrive, but then they start going out and experiencing the food and the nightlife, and they get really excited. And I think some of those students that maybe are a little timid and we're a little concerned about how they'll react to Merida, they come down here and they ask questions and they explore, and they end up having such a good experience. There is an expectation, I think, when college students sign up for an international service opportunity, they're going to come to this service, or they're going to come to another country, and they're going to do this, very impactful, life-changing service experience, and they're going to leave the country feeling like they made a really big difference, and they're going to see their service in action. And sometimes that expectation is hard to meet, especially in a week. Over the first couple of days, we start to try to change their perspective about service, and that really service should be about the person you're serving and their needs, and not necessarily what you're hoping to get out of the experience, which, service sometimes can be a selfish act, and that's not a bad thing. But coming here, when they go out to the environmental project and they meet with Foster, and then they learn that they may be rebagging trees for 5 days, and we're talking about thousands of trees. Initially, I think they're like, oh, that's all we're going to do. Maybe we're not going to build a community garden or something they can see from start to finish. But then they really meet Foster, and they meet Foster's family, and they understand the needs that he has, and they're I think then they overcome that, and they're excited about what they can do just to help him. And as far as the orphanage goes, some of our volunteers, I think, came and really, had it in, expected that they would be with children most of the day. Toddlers and babies, they're fun, and they're challenging in their own special way. But I don't know that our volunteers had thought much about the opportunity in working with the disabled. So walking into that disabled room, I think, may have been a challenge and really, a surprise. And both of the students that we have placed in that service project are really having the best time. And they learned, I'm in Mexico, I'm going to have to do what I need to do to meet the needs of those that need the service. So, it took a minute maybe to adjust, but both of them, they love what they're doing. They're telling amazing stories about the experience with the young men they're working with, and it's turned out perfectly. Another really important learning opportunity for them has been that you just have to kind of slow down and make time for those conversations on the way back, you know, from the bus stop, when someone wants to stop and ask you where you're from and what you're doing here. It takes a couple days to make them stop, and instead of thinking about what comes next, thinking about the present and being present in those conversations and those experiences. It's a great way to send students off into the world and feel very safe about the experience, because there's always going to be an individual in that country that can help the student along, whether a faculty member is with them or not. I feel very safe about sending students here. So yeah, check it out. Thank you. Gracias.